Yo, welcome back. Thank you for tuning in. This is another video for you guys that I've set up. Please remember to like and subscribe to my channel, and let's get it.
In an instant. This is the theory of the mud flood and the mysterious fall of Tartaria. The story goes that Tartaria was a vast and advanced empire stretching across Eurasia. Its people were masters of architecture and technology, building cities that defied the imagination. But then something happened, something so devastating that it wiped Tartaria off the map. The mud flood theory suggests that a global catastrophic event occurred in the 18th or 19th century, covering entire cities in layers of mud. Buildings were submerged, streets disappeared, and an empire was buried beneath the earth. The evidence? Look around. Ever notice buildings with windows or doors at ground level or even below? Some say these are remnants of structures buried by the mud, hinting at a world that existed before the flood. But why haven't we heard of this before? Some believe the history of Tartaria was deliberately erased, hidden by those in power who wanted to rewrite history. Maps were redrawn, textbooks rewritten, and the true story of Tartaria was buried along with the mud. The mud flood theory challenges everything we think we know about the past. What if the history we've been taught is just the surface layer, hiding a buried truth underneath? The evidence is out there, waiting to be uncovered, if you know where to look.
In 2024, there are literal UFOs coming from our own oceans, which is interesting because after God floods the entire world, every living thing on the surface would have simply died. But I've always wondered about what happened to the creatures that were already in the sea. See, the Bible tells us that before this, the whole world was corrupted. All flesh had corrupted their way on earth. But I assume that this includes cold-blooded flesh from the ocean as well. Still, the Bible doesn't explain specifically what happens to the creatures in the water. Okay, so there's this ancient book named the Book of Giants. It's these 2,000-year-old scrolls that were literally found in a cave. It talks about these fallen angels who come down to earth, bringing both knowledge and chaos. One day, these angels would gather 200 pairs of animals, birds, fish, and humans for this thing called miscegenation. Miscegenation means crossbreeding. It means taking two different species to create something new. These angels were smart and curious, which made them dangerous. The question is, what would a fallen angel possibly want to create? Well, today, there are governments admitting that they are in contact with actual aliens. In their own words, these aliens are coming from our own oceans, which is just mind-blowing because not only is the ocean almost completely unexplored, but it also seems like biblically, the ocean didn't really change much since the flood. The Bible even talks about this Leviathan, and it wasn't that long since we saw that massive blob in the ocean. I wonder what would happen if they started looking downwards.
I heard many things about Tartaria. I know nothing about it. But yeah, I would actually look into that. And the other thing is about this blob. That blob they found here on the coast of South Africa, here close to Cape Town. That thing is massive. Like, don't know if you guys saw that thing, but it's big. So, why didn't anybody go down here to go see what it is? I mean, don't we all want to know what was that? Because they can't say it was just a weather anomaly or something like that. There is something down there, definitely, because the thing was moving from one point to another point. But I mean, that thing is huge. Go check that out.
You heard the theory that today, December 3rd, 2024, marks the day of an alien war in the sky. Yes, an actual war between extraterrestrial factions happening right above our heads, or so some believe. And here's the wild part. This prediction dates back to 2009. It all comes from Cliff High, a computer scientist and the creator of the WebBot project. Originally, WebBot was designed to predict stock market trends by analyzing internet chatter. Over time, Cliff began using it to make broader predictions, analyzing the emotional content of language online to forecast everything from natural disasters to global events. And in 2009, he predicted an alien war. But here's the kicker. He claimed it would happen 39 days after a specific trigger event. Fast forward to October 25th, 2024, when Donald Trump appeared on the Joe Rogan podcast. Some people believe this was the event Cliff's prediction pointed to, a conversation that for some reason triggered a countdown to today. Now, according to the theory, alien factions are battling for dominance, possibly over Earth or some cosmic resource right now. But here's the twist. There's no scientific evidence for this. Astronomers haven't reported anything unusual, no strange activity in space, and no announcements from governments or space agencies. The skies appear calm, or at least that's what they want us to think. For believers, though, the signs are clear. They point to mysterious UFO sightings, unexplained patterns in the data, and even a suspicious silence from global leaders. Is there something they're not telling us? Or is this all just internet-fueled speculation? The idea of an alien war might sound far-fetched, but it raises a question we've all asked at some point. Are we alone in the universe? And if we're not, what's really out there? Whether you believe this theory or not, one thing is for sure. It gets you thinking. So what do you think? Could there be something bigger going on? Let me know in the comments.
Let's just pause right there. The video I made today for you guys, go back to this video once you completed the whole video. The whole clips I added together. Where this all falls into one because the video of today shows different sightings that people saw. There's clips in between that shows you that these things have been popping up everywhere. Just added something in there for you guys.
Now, this is scary. I'm not sure if this is true or not, but there's a theory. Well, it's more like a religious theory. I saw this TikTok, and he was a preacher, right? He was saying, what if God is actually water? Look, watch this.
What if water is God?
Then that would mean God is both in us and all around us. That God is both above and below us. Why a woman's water breaks when we're born.
Crazy, right? But wait, that's not it. You know how we say God is everything, right? In this sense, like everything around us is what? It's water. There's water in the air that we can't see. There's water inside you. There's water inside me. There's water in every single thing that lives. Now, when there's a lack of water, if you look at a desert, if you look at a wasteland, right, what is there usually? Death. Death because of lack of water. And it's very hot, like hell. And now check this out. In the Bible, when Jesus said he was tempted by the devil, where was he? In the desert. He was looking for water.
Did this song from 1969 predict the events of 2024? This theory says yes. So back in 1969, there was a song that was released called Age of Aquarius, Let the Sun Shine In by a band named The Fifth Dimension. In their lyrics, they speak very specifically about what the Age of Aquarius is and what will happen during the Age of Aquarius. Now, for those of you that don't know, the Age of Aquarius just began on January 20th of 2024. The band detailed that during the Age of Aquarius, there will be harmony and understanding, sympathy, trust abounding, and no more falsehoods or lies. And at the very beginning of 2024, the Age of Aquarius, this is already happening. There has been news about aliens and extra-dimensional beings, billionaires and millionaires coming out and being candid about their preparation for the end of the world by building bunkers. Big governments and individuals being exposed for lying, cheating, stealing, and hurting other people. And most importantly, news about World War III has been coming out day after day, warning us that something big is about to happen and that our world will change forever. Now, although some are hopeful for the Age of Aquarius, others are actually very fearful of it because some believe that the world will end during the Age of Aquarius, which is right around now. Now, whether you believe in astrology or if this band was right or wrong, none of that matters. We do see that something is changing and happening in our world right now, and we have to be prepared for it. So are you prepared for the Age of Aquarius and what's to come? Tell me what you think in the comments.
Isn't that weird that the band's name is The Fifth Dimension? Hello?
The history you've been taught is all a big lie. Before the civilization we have today, there was another civilization that's been hidden from us. This civilization was far more advanced than us, but in a different way. They had harnessed the ability to use atmospheric energy. They incorporated it into all of their buildings and were able to create free energy for everyone at all times. They had also harnessed the power of frequencies and were able to build grand architecture by manipulating substances and moving huge rocks through vibration. Hence the Great Pyramids and many other unexplainable architectural anomalies that were created in the past. The free energy was a threat to the massive oil industry and all the profits they were able to generate from the scarcity of oil. So the owners of this industry, who were extremely powerful, created a plan to take out this civilization and wipe them from history so nobody would ever know about free energy. They destroyed all their architecture and technology. This civilization was called Tartaria.
It makes sense. Just imagine if someone came up with free energy, which people already did. Free energy, free fuel, cars that run on hydrogen, water. You see, if you start a business like that, you're not going to live long. I'm telling you straight. Because these major corporations in the oil industry, they won't let you come into the game. Because they're going to lose billions, if it's not trillions of money, if they see you coming up with free energy. Just imagine, it's going to affect everything. Just think about it.
This island in Russia should not exist, and it is the most dangerous island in the world. In 1983, a team of Russian scientists were experimenting with nuclear radiation on an island called Chernaris. When a system failure occurred, the reactors began heating up to extreme levels and ended up exploding. This all happened within 15 minutes. Not a single person managed to escape all throughout the island. The effect of this explosion is nothing like ever seen before. When the first team of help arrived on a helicopter, they saw something terrifying. 95% of the island's residents, which is nearly 40,000 people, were all infected with some kind of virus that came from the radiation. They were all wandering mindlessly and carelessly, as if their brain had been taken over. Here's the scariest part. They began attacking those that have not been infected and started eating them. The helicopter crew described it as a zombie apocalypse straight out of a movie. Till this day, the island still stands with these infected humans. The Russian government sends the most dangerous of inmates on this island to survive as a punishment. None have ever lasted longer than 48 hours.
Well, I think that clip is a lie, because I haven't heard of that alien, of that island. Never heard of it. I think it would have been major news already to know that there's an island like that, especially with people that are zombies. I mean, come on. That's a lie.
We are the first species.
Pay attention, people. Pay attention.
To be aware of evolution, to be aware that we are affecting our own evolution by everything that we do. The babies we eat, the food we eat, the wars we fight. We are the...
Did you just say the babies we eat? What the...
Video and look at whether or not there is an artificial artifact added to it or not. And in this case, we can definitively say, to a degree of scientific certainty, that this entity, this thing in the video is there in the physical reality in which the Kenmore family is also there. Like, this is so critical because you can clearly see through the slots in the fence that there is a leg motion moving from the right to the left side of the screen. And clearly it is behind there. So this isn't just like a head floating in space. This is a head of that is somehow that does not have full opacity. That the opacity of the head of the shadow is only at about 33% opacity versus a normal shadow, which would be at 100% opacity, or an object in the screen, which is at 100%. And this isn't anything that you did. It's just what you were able to determine that this shadow being or this being in the shadows, possibly creating its own shadow or smoky filter or cloaking technique, is not only cloaking itself from the people there, but cloaking itself from the camera itself, in that it's minimizing our ability to identify pixels inside of that shadow.
Do you guys think that story is true, of that about that family that saw an alien in the backyard? Don't know how tall it was, but they saw an alien there at the back of their house, and a spaceship crash landed somewhere in the yard or something like that. I know I heard that story, but I didn't go into detail with it. But do you guys believe that? I kind of believe that, because that family is just relocated somewhere else. It's too much attention.
This is a video of the Morris County drones with characteristic triangle lights on the back or underneath.
They're dropping the projection. This is breaking news. This is important. This aircraft is not an aircraft. It's an actual spacecraft. I'm right here, Jensen Beach. Jesus. That's what this is what they look like. I don't have to hear it. Right off the... Alright, that's what they look like when they're flying around, okay? Like I said, that's not a aircraft. I think that was I think that's my World War II aircraft, by the way. Well, I think it was. You can turn that projection off anytime you want to. Unless you're just gonna fly up. Oh, thank you. Okay, flying over. I think that's my Cessna. I could have sworn there was a World War II aircraft they used too. Thank you. Remember, my camera's being controlled by above. Pay attention to the clouds around here, okay? Please, pay attention to the clouds.
Man, is that true? A whole fleet of UFOs flying over there. How come I never saw this? Okay, it's brand new, but shit. I would freak out if I had to see that.
Alright, look. So look, y'all thought I was playing. I know y'all see those lights. Look at them. Not the little ones because my little mirror thing scratched up. I know you see those right there, floating. Oh my, bruh, this every day out here, or every night, but still, look at that. Bruh, this really in Miami, I'm not playing. Look, the airport is right over here. That's the airport. You know what I mean? It always got little lights and stuff, you know, it's probably airplanes. But over here, this ain't the airport. Look at that. And them clouds not even moving. How the whole cloud not gonna move? It's just sitting there at nighttime. It's crazy. Look, ain't no other clouds in the sky. But right over here, look at them. And look at those lights. Bruh, y'all could, hey. Oh wait, it's a couple clouds right here, but look, they just frozen.
December 3rd, 2024, the day they arrived. It began with a sky brighter than ever seen. The sun eclipsed not by the moon but by three massive, otherworldly vessels hovering silently above Earth's major cities. Across the globe, people froze, some in awe, others in terror, as shimmering beams of light descended to the ground. From these beams emerged beings unlike anything imagined. Tall, translucent figures with glowing, iridescent skin and eyes that seemed to peer into the soul. Governments scrambled for answers, yet no hostile actions came. The aliens stood motionless in fields, plazas, and deserts, their presence a silent declaration. Then, as one, their voices echoed across every device and mind. We have come to witness your world at a crossroads. Choose unity and enlightenment, and join us among the stars. Choose division and chaos, and remain confined to your world. The choice is yours. And just as suddenly as they appeared, they vanished, leaving behind no ships, no signs, only questions. The world stood still, faced with an undeniable truth. Humanity had been judged, and the future rested entirely in its hands.
How to act when someone is ignoring you. Listen to these 3 powerful techniques to get your power back. Number 1, match their energy. Matching their behavior doesn't necessarily mean completely ignoring them back. Instead, it means adjusting your level of engagement to be more in line with theirs. If they're taking some time for themselves, you can do the same. This approach allows both parties to cool off and gain some perspective. Number 2, don't play games just to get noticed. They may really be playing with you by ignoring you, but that doesn't mean you have to accept that you are an accomplice in these toxic games. Do not humiliate yourself and do not lose self-respect. No one is worth it. Number 3, control your emotions. Don't let them control you. Being ignored hurts. This is an emotional trauma that few people know how to fight and overcome. You should accept all these emotions, but never let them control you. Don't let this emotional roller coaster make you do something you would never normally do.
The sign that you are in a toxic relationship is that small issues become huge, exasperated fights. Now, what I mean by this is a small thing like, can we go to the cinema, will turn into a 3-day fight. It will turn into a big issue. Or a small thing like, can you hold my hand when we're driving, will turn into an argument all the way home. What seems to be very small will become very huge. Now, the reason why these small things become huge is because their underlying desires are opposite. One person wants connection and the other one wants independence.
Yeah. I see. Memphis, the capital of ancient Egypt.
Right. Yeah, you're bringing what?
Perhaps that's where our new God will come from.
Yeah, no kidding. No kidding. Yeah, I wish that was funny. Yeah, okay, so I want to talk to you about alignment.
I wish that was funny.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, that wasn't creepy at all. That clip was from a very recent interview with Jordan Peterson and Musk inside of the Texas Gigafactory. You can go look it up right at the very beginning. I'm talking the first 2 minutes. Musk goes off topic and obviously makes Peterson feel super uncomfortable and awkward and starts talking about Memphis, Egypt, when in reality, as you can see, Memphis, Tennessee is where Musk has set up a XAI data center for God knows what. Now, what's honestly sad to me is that Elon Musk knows the Bible better than most Christians because, believe it or not, there is actually a specific passage that he is quoting from the Gospels when he's talking about Egypt the way that he just did. So I know you might be thinking that sounds a little crazy, but when you open up the New Testament, you see that the devil knows scripture really, really well. He just knows how to twist it just right. And same with all his people at the tippy top of the pyramid, if you know what I'm saying. So let's take a look at what Elon Musk was actually talking about, because yeah, it's in Matthew. So Matthew 24 is all about end times, the last days, which is what we're living through right now. And when you go to verse 26, Jesus literally tells us what we're supposed to be looking for. We're supposed to be looking for a false Messiah and an Antichrist under these circumstances. Therefore, if everyone's saying to you, look, this false Messiah, this miracle worker is in the desert, do not go out. Or look, he is in the inner rooms, do not believe it. So there's something that we should be watching out for here and paying attention to. Desert and hidden rooms, secret chamber, something like that. Now, going back to what Elon Musk said, when you actually take a moment to look at where ancient Memphis is inside of Egypt, you'll find that it's right next to Cairo, and it's right next to the Great Pyramid of Giza and the whole Giza complex of those ancient ruins. And so the Smithsonian published this article just a year ago talking about how a hidden chamber has been found inside the Great Pyramid of Giza, and how even these thousands of years later, the Great Pyramid continues to have secret chambers, passageways, and different things inside of it. Could this be what Jesus was referring to and what Elon Musk was diabolically laughing about? Could this really be the location of where the Antichrist might appear in the future? As you can see, the little letter I right there, that's the secret chamber that was found recently, but they're not sure what it looks like quite yet. They're still mapping it out. They're still discovering it, but there's a lot still in this pyramid, including where you see letter A down there. There's what's called the bottomless pit. So, hey, you tell me. Let me know what you think. But this is looking pretty suspicious all of a sudden. Should we be looking for an Antichrist from Egypt? Now, obviously, I have my own opinion on this one, and I think this is exactly what we should be looking for. This explains mountains upon mountains of predictive programming, Hollywood movies, music, you name it, Freemason logos, different types of logos that have been used in different societies, secret societies and orders from antiquity. This would explain so much. If you want my full breakdown on this topic and much more, get my new book, Bible Prophecy Secrets, and I'll see you in the next one. God bless. Take care.
Tell me, why would Elon Musk open a data center right there in that specific location? And what do you guys think? Is Elon Musk part of the Antichrist? Well, I can't really say. My opinion, yeah. I won't say that. I will never say someone is the Antichrist unless he truly shows that he is, and he wants people to know that he is. But yeah, it's not for me to say. But yeah, Elon Musk has been doing great things. Really, he's been doing great things now. Yeah, so I won't speak to him or anything bad about him, because he's trying to make a better world for all of us. You understand? So yeah, let's just hope he's on our side. And that was it, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in once again. Interesting video. I'm still stuck on the part with Elon Musk. Is he the Antichrist? I wonder. Check you guys in the next video.